Hello YouTubers, it's Paul from Fat Guy Productions, and today's video is going to be an unboxing and a review of a very special model, one that I really enjoy. It's a big, beautiful display piece when it's done. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It is the AMT Christie Steam Fire Engine. I think you're going to love it, so let's get right to the video. All right, the Christie is a model that I have built about 4 or 5 times, so I do know a little bit about it, and I'm actually going to be doing an entire series on the build. But today's video is strictly going to talk about a little bit of a review of the kit and do an unboxing of it. The kit, like I said, is a really, really large kit. It has over 300 pieces. It's got chrome pieces and brass pieces, a lot of little details. It's modeled in a 1/12 scale, so you can do the math in your head and figure out how big this thing is going to be when it's done. But I will tell you this, it is a heck of an impressive finished piece, even with just a moderate build, okay? Medium skills applied to your build, it's still a heck of a nice looking piece when you're done. If you put a little further effort into it, you can have a really quality piece here. All right, so without further ado, let's take a look and see what we have inside of here. Now, when I do model unboxings, I've decided that I'm going to use a report card. It's a grading system I think we're all more comfortable with, and so I'll be doing that at the end of the video and giving this its report card. Alrighty, here we go. Right off the bat, you see there are a lot of bags. You've got red pieces, gray pieces, black pieces right off the top. Okay, the top package. This piece has got, looks like a lot of the pump pieces. I see a flywheel and gauges, and it's got some of the base here. And I don't know how well you can see that. Let me try and pull this out. So you see at the base, it's got a cobblestone texture to it. And it is a 2-piece base. Here's a really good look at it. This 2-piece base sucks. Okay, plain and simply, trying to put these 2 pieces together and fill this so it looks like one, it just doesn't really work. I'll probably on this build make my own base. So I'm not a big fan of the base, but they do provide it, and it's helpful for displaying or moving it around if that's something you want to deal with. So one bag, I don't see a lot of flash. Everything looks like it's in pretty good shape. All right, here's a bag of red parts, okay? And I see the frame here, the undercarriage, fenders, some of the pump, a lot of that kind of stuff going on in here. A lot of pieces of the pump. And here we have another bag of red pieces. You've got the rear wagon wheels. And if you know anything about the Christie was a horse-drawn steam fire engine. And so these were the back wheels of the horse-drawn fire engine. And the Christie is the front part, which is the motorized part. And that brought these drive wheels that replaced the horses along with a motor, and then that's how the fire engine drove around. So you have all the wheels here. You got some of the seat parts, brakes, things like that. All right, then we have a bag full of black pieces. Here we have the boiler, some of the motor. I see some of the undercarriage. Here's the boiler halves, motor, some springs, a lot of the hard suction pieces, axles. I see the coal bin, a little filler scrap. All right, bag of plated material. Looks like we have both our silver and our gold. So this is a bunch of little doodads, steam pipes and valves and pistons and whatnot. Looks pretty nice, but we're going to talk about chrome here in a second. Here you have the pressure chamber, a bell, some parts of the pump. And then here is what I consider to be one of the most important pieces of the model, and it's a piece that is also the worst. And I'll talk about that in a second. That's the stack for the boiler. So I'll put that to the side. Here's some gold-plated pieces with the grill and some fittings, nozzles, things like that. Nice decal sheet. This one looks like it's in pretty good shape, and I'll talk more about that. It's another issue with this kit. Oh, here's a little clear piece. And it's got some lenses and some lanterns on it. I'll talk about that in a second. And 1, 2, 3, 3 booklets of instructions. And these instructions are no joke. These are some big, full sheets of instructions. As you see, they're as big as the box. 2 sides, all right? But the instructions are very detailed, very easy to follow, and I like that they broke it down into 3 separate booklets. This helps you stay organized and on track and not having to deal with a bunch of instructions that you don't need to be involved with yet. So I do like the way the instructions are done, although there is a lot of them. All right. Well, that is pretty much the unboxing. Let's talk quickly about the build here, since I have done one before, and some of the positives and negatives. All right, on the build, like I said, this is 1/12 scale. So that means this is going to be a large model. And lately I found myself really attracted to larger scale models. At the end of the day, this makes a really beautiful display piece, and people are going to look at it and they're going to talk about it. The more work you put into it, obviously, the more impressive it will be. But even with just moderate skills, you can build this kit and get a really nice finished product that will be a showstopper, just simply because of its size. There are some glaring flaws with this kit, though. And I'm going to start right here with the chrome sheets. Okay, on this chrome sheet, the most important piece and one of the most visual pieces in the entire kit is this stack right here. All right, and it is chrome plated, and the chrome plating looks fantastic and whatnot, but you see it's 2 pieces. And we all know what that means. It's going to have a seam in it. And underneath, if you can see right here in the corner, the underneath plastic is red. So by the time you do scraping for glue along the edges, removing any flash, doing whatever and gluing it, you're going to have seams that are red and show up so bad it's just awful. And so what do? You know, if you dab some silver paint on it, it's going to look terrible. It's just not going to look right. At the end of the day, you're stuck. And so in the past, I've painted them silver. I've done a lot of different things. This time, I have some all-clad chrome I'm going to use, some all-clad pale gold I'm going to use, and some all-clad copper I'm going to use. And all of this is going to get stripped down using royal purple, and I'm going to get all this chrome off of all of the plating, and everything is getting repainted using all-clads. But this is a problem for me. It's a big, big problem. If you're an ordinary modeler and you're not spraying all-clads and things like that, this ends up becoming a real thorn in your side here. And I don't know that there was a lot more they could do with it, but at the end of the day, you've got this seam that you're going to have to deal with right smack dab through the middle of your chrome. And I think that's a giant, giant negative. Next up is the decal sheet. Like I said, this sheet looks like it's in pretty good shape. But I have built this kit several times, and the decal sheet is old and yellowed and fragile, and I've had these things just falling apart on me. And you see it's all this fine detailed pinstriping that goes all over the engine, and it really becomes an issue. So decaling is very, very difficult. But this sheet does look like it's in pretty good shape. But I have over here, I was prepared. When I got the kit, I ordered this set of decals from firebirddesigns.net, and this is a replica set of the set that's included with the Christie. So I have extra decals. Now the problem with this is it's got that one solid cover to it, so there's going to be a lot of trimming there. There's probably still going to be a lot of trimming here, but either way, at the end of the day, I've got extra decals to work with. And if your decal sheet is so bad and so yellowed, you can get replacements from firebirddesigns.net, and they look like this. They actually are very, very nice, and I think they would work really well. So there you have it on the decal front. Minor problem I have with the clear parts. Why are these lanterns in two pieces? Gluing clear together just never works out right. These are going to look like garbage, so I'm not real thrilled about that. Let's move on over here to the boiler. And if you can see it through here, matter of fact, let me just open this up real quick. And I'll take it out and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, here on the boiler, nothing ever comes easy, does it? All right, here we go. There we go. All right, here's the boiler. You see this band right here. This band is supposed to be chrome plated. And so once again, why was that not included in the chroming? Because now if you just paint it silver, it's not going to match the chrome. It's going to look like terrible. But at the end of the day, since I am going to be using all my all-clads to do this kit, it's not going to prove to be a big issue for me. But if you're not going to spray all-clads and you have to deal with these things, you're going to have some decisions to make. Do I deal with the chrome? Do I paint it silver? What are you going to do here? So I wish that this was a separate piece on the boiler tank, but it's not. So you have that going against you. Other than that, I'd say that the kit has a lot of really great detail in it. And as I said, I'm a fan of big kits. And I think at the end of the day that this kit is going to be a beautiful kit. I can't wait to do this build because I have a lot of plans for. We're going to have coal in the coal bin, and we're going to have fire suppressors, and we're going to have a lot of detail work in here. So I'm looking forward to the build, and I think it should be a really good one. Okay, so let's get to the report card. This is the Christie Fire Truck Model by AMT in 1/12 scale. And I'm going to start by giving it an A+ for the finished product. Very simply, as I've mentioned several times, a model in this scale with this much detail, it is a stunner when it's done. You're going to love it. Engineering, I got to go with an F because I really cannot get past the notion that one of the most integral pieces, the chrome stack, has a molding seam in it with red plastic underneath of it. I think that was absolutely really poorly thought out, and because it's such a big piece and it's so important to the kit, I cannot get past that huge snafu. I'm going to give it an F for engineering. The designers really dropped the ball on this. Molding, I'm going to give it a B. There's not a lot of flash. The parts fit pretty well. Everything seems to be just about as advertised. Instructions get an A. They're really well done. They're very clear, and I love the fact that they're broken down into segments. Makes it easier for you to deal with. Decals get a D. They're really, really fragile, and if you get an older kit, they are super, super fragile. They break a lot. They're really a problem. It could have gone D, it could have gone F, but I was feeling magnanimous because this kit that I have actually has a pretty decent set of decals. So I'm going to give the overall kit a grade of a B. It's being carried by the fact that it's a spectacular finished model, and that really, really bolsters its scores. But with a little homework, the AMT could have done a little bit better and could have easily made this an A+. But for now, it's gonna be. All right, that about wraps it up for today. Thank you for tuning in for this review and unboxing of the AMT Christie Fire Engine. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to do an entire series on this model and the build on it. So be sure to click subscribe and come back for more on the AMT Christie Fire Engine. Catch you later.